Hey there, and welcome to today's Explainer. We are unpacking a complete step-by-step blueprint for building really engaging AI-animated children's stories. And specifically, we're focusing on crafting high-quality English content that is perfectly tailored for those massive US and UK markets. Whether you're working off your phone or your laptop, it really doesn't matter. By the end of this Explainer, you're going to have a totally actionable roadmap, taking you from a blank page to a fully animated published video. So, let's get into it. Okay. Let's look at the game plan. We'll start with scripting, move right into generating our characters and locations, organize all our assets, create a captivating English voiceover, and finally assemble, edit, and build your audience. It sounds like a lot, but we are taking this one deliberate step at a time so you don't get overwhelmed. All right, phase one, scripting your English story. Because look, no matter how incredible your animation looks, if the actual story isn't there, your audience just won't stick around. To get off the ground instantly, you can use an AI tool like ChatGPT to generate your titles and full scripts. But here's the trick. Don't just ask for a random story. You've got to provide specific constraints. For example, tell it to include a kind old man named Baba Rahim, a strong donkey named Salar, and a loyal dog named Sharu. By feeding the AI these exact specific details, you're laying a rock-solid foundation for character building, and you get a highly tailored script right out of the gate. Moving on to phase two, characters and locations. Now that you've got a great script, it's time for a micro win. Let's bring it to life and transition from just text into vivid visuals. For our visuals, we're going to use a really powerful engine called LTX Studio. And the workflow here is incredibly straightforward. You just open the site, click the button that says Stick to the Script, and paste in your generated English story. Instantly, LTX Studio reads your text and basically starts conceptualizing all of the characters, the locations, and the individual scenes for you. It's almost like magic. And this brilliantly illustrates the platform's flexibility. Once your script is loaded in, just select the 3D cartoon style to get those eye-catching, kid-friendly results. You can even upload your own reference images if you want. And best of all, there is a super generous free tier offering 3,600 seconds of generation time every single month. If your channel explodes in popularity, well, their paid plans scale easily, starting at just $15 for 8,600 seconds. Now, here is a really crucial detail you need to know. When LTX Studio processes your story, it smartly divides the entire narrative into distinct geographical locations based on your text. So for our Baba Rahman story, it automatically separated the scenes into 3 main areas: a village, a jungle, and a river. Keep this in mind because this automatic division is literally going to be your best friend during the editing phase. Which perfectly brings us to phase 3, animating and organizing assets. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. Organization is the absolute secret weapon of efficient creators. If you skip this, your editing is going to be a total nightmare. So here is the pro tip you absolutely need to follow. LTX Studio generates 15 or more scenes per location. For our 3 locations, that's nearly 50 visual assets. You have to create a separate folder on your device for each location. Name them clearly, something like Part 1, Village, and Part 2, Jungle. Then, download the numerically ordered scenes sequentially right into those folders. This completely prevents total chaos on your timeline later on. Trust me on this one. All right, phase 4, creating the English voiceover. Now, you might be wondering, do I have to read this myself? Well, you certainly can record your own voice, but today's AI tools offer incredible, professional-grade alternatives that are perfectly tuned for English-speaking audiences in the US and UK. The workflow for this is seamless. Just head over to 11 Labs, which is pretty much renowned for hyper-realistic voice generation. Take your time here. Preview the system voices until you find one that really captures that warm, engaging, friendly storytelling vibe that kids just love. Once you've found the perfect narrator, paste your script in, generate it, and download the audio file. Boom, done. Now for phase 5, assembly, editing, and branding. Let's move to the fun part and see how this all builds together. This is the most critical phase, where we combine all those neatly organized puzzle pieces using an app like CapCut. Actually, think of your editing timeline kind of like building a house. Step 1 is pouring the foundation, which is your audio. So import your voiceover first. Step 2, you start bringing in your visual blocks, but only import the scenes from folder 1, your village location, just to start. Step 3 is where the real craftsmanship happens. You physically scale and trim the duration of each visual scene so it perfectly matches the pacing of the audio track beneath it. And that brings up an unbreakable editing rule. You must match your visuals strictly to your audio cues. If the voiceover starts talking about Chiru the dog, that is the exact split second the dog needs to appear on screen. And remember, you don't have to use every single image LTX Studio generated. Trim, cut, or completely delete scenes to ensure the visual always aligns flawlessly with the story. Okay, once your clips are laid out, you need transitions. Quick, snappy transitions dramatically boost audience retention and keep kids focused on the screen. In CapCut, select a nice clean transition like blink, shorten its duration so it's punchy, and then hit that magic apply to all button. It instantly standardizes transitions across your entire timeline, literally saving you hours of tedious work. Now, if you want to effortlessly bring those static AI images to life, here is a secret CapCut trick. While LTX Studio does have a Generate Motion button, applying a global effect right inside CapCut is incredibly fast. Go to Effects, find the ripple effect, and dial in these exact settings. Blur to 0, twist to 10, intensity to 10, and sharpness to 0. Stretch that effect across your entire timeline, and suddenly your static cartoons have this gentle, breathing animation that looks absolutely fantastic. As you finalize the visuals, please don't forget to brand your channel. Add a custom, kid-friendly logo or nice text box and just keep it visible in the corner throughout the entire video. Over time, this builds massive brand recognition for your English audience. When kids see our little logo pop up, they immediately know they're in for a good story. So, the crucial point here regarding audio is that a visually stunning video can be instantly ruined by bad mixing. The rule is super simple. Voiceover volume must be high and crystal clear. Background music volume must be low. Music is there to add a playful atmosphere, right? But it should never, ever overpower your storytelling narrator. And just like that, the editing phase is completely done. Click Export. Always make sure to select a high-resolution setting to maintain that really crisp 3D cartoon quality, and save it. You now have a polished, YouTube-ready video sitting right on your device. Finally, Phase 6, building your YouTube audience. It is vital we set some grounded, realistic expectations about what actually happens after you hit that publish button. Look, there are no magic tricks for overnight viral success, especially in highly competitive markets like the US and UK. True success comes from relentless consistency. You have to produce high-quality content, maintain a strict upload schedule, whether that's daily or maybe twice a week, and above all, exercise patience. You need to give the YouTube algorithm at least 3 to 4 months of consistent uploads to find your specific audience. Gradual improvement is the true name of the game here. Which leaves us with one final thought. You've got the blueprint, you know the exact tools, and you totally understand the workflow from script to screen. The barrier to entry has completely vanished. So, the only question left is, are you going to keep watching other people build their channels, or are you going to generate your first script today?